Hello Taurus, and welcome to your reading space. This is for any Taurus identifying person, sun, moon, rising, or multiple Tauran placements in your chart. If you're watching this, there's a good reason. Taurus, right away we see some kind of mental confusion, an indecision, or just being faced with a crossroads with a decision. The mind is a little bit of two minds, a little bit of conflict. You're trying to get clarity about something. Now for some of you, this clarity could involve leadership, what route you want to take with career or forging the path ahead in your life in general. Money can be here as well, multiple threes as confirmation. I also feel the ending of a love triangle or just triangular situations going on. If you've been between three, it's going to become clear to you which one needs to end and which path you're going to go forwards on. For others of you, there's some kind of clarity or truth that has come out around a fire sign, masculine, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, or somebody who's you could feel like they're very full of themselves, very big in their ego, very fiery. They depict this leadership energy. You could even be making a choice about commitment here. We also see you having learned a lot of lessons around self-trust, around trusting your own intuition and knowing when you've gone against it or haven't listened to it, haven't listened just even to your feelings, how you feel, where you ran into a lot of deception, but this was meant to be. These connections were meant to happen. There was a lot of learning that ensued in them for you and for those involved. But it's as if you are overcoming something suppressed from childhood or that was suppressed in childhood, since connected to listening to your emotions, connected to your emotional clarity. Instead of ignoring them, you're listening and heeding them due to these harder lessons you've gone through when you did not, let's say. You may have recently even been seeing the deception in certain society program, anything that is traditional or kind of in that programmed sense. You could have been experiencing the manipulation connected to it. This can be any kind of system or system of hierarchy. Whatever clarity you need to get, you've gotten it, you're getting it. Still, it can leave over some of that indecision or mental confusion, but ultimately a path will become clear. And I also feel that you will rule out an option based on this. Your decision will be to weed out or rule out an option based on the information that you've learned, what's been revealed to you, what you've gathered. We also see in the near future a recovery of losses, as well as an improvement in self-worth and even healing around abandonment issues. There's less of a need for you to prove yourself coming up, to prove your worth, talents, or abilities, especially outward to anybody else. The recovery of losses could very well be money. I am hearing the word money a lot in your reading. The energy of money is here strong, and the number 3 is really strong with that as well. There can be some forgiveness as well coming up for you. Forgiveness and release of resentments that could be assisting you to recover those losses, to improve the self-worth or the need to self-prove in any way. And there's also a restlessness, less sleep, or an insomnia that comes with this. Maybe your sleep is more scattered or not as concentrated. Maybe you're having a lot of dreams or even nightmares. You're releasing a lot of sadness and melancholy through this process. 333. Remember, Taurus, there's a journey. You don't have to climax all at once. You don't have to reach your peak or nothing, especially when it comes to money, material wealth, success, finances, material stability. Even though that can be comfortable for you and you can really appreciate material success and stability, you don't need to jump from A to Z. You can enjoy the journey. You can enjoy the process here. You can enjoy building and exploring your options and the satisfaction that it brings you as you work your way up, as you build up. Especially when it comes to your bracket, like your money bracket, your income bracket, how much you're bringing in. You don't have to go so extreme. You might get more satisfaction from going sustainable. So, for example, instead of expecting within 6 months or a year to go from broke to 10 million in the bank, you might want to just step up and go to the next level that you're able and find the satisfaction in that process, in what brings you more flow, and then expanding what brings you more flow so that it's effortless and natural for you. There does feel to be more of a focus on friendships, joy, celebration, connection, community, camaraderie, and even welcomed love triangles. Okay, so meaning love triangles, you want to have multiple interests or lovers or connections or emotional investments in whatever sense. There's more of a focus on this than being locked in one union, being locked down or into one harmonious union, but just one union in general. You're not as focused on that right now, or at least moving into the next months forwards, few months out, 4, 5, even up to 6 months. It tapers, it fades off, but in this phase, you're more focused on building and expansion. And the people you meet feel very intertwined, or even the people you're already connecting with feel very intertwined to business, to money, to your pentacles. There's a lot of faded energy with that. You could also be releasing some enmeshment trauma coming up in the near future here around dreams or things you want to build, because you could find that it's tangling up the potential and the progress here too much. 555. So you may abandon this set of rules altogether. You're also coming through a lot of fear. You're coming out of a lot of fear, a lot of mental restriction, mental cages. And this could not only liberate you internally, but you may find that you are a bit overlooked, or you feel like you're not getting a lot of recognition or attention or being seen, like you're not out in the spotlight somehow. And this is very intentional. It's very purposeful. It's that energy of, not being seen until we're ready. And that is because you are working on some deep fear, some deep bondage. And you need to do that behind that closed curtain in a way. It doesn't mean that you are completely neglected or overlooked in all aspects and areas of your life. That's not it. There could just be some specific things that you are wanting to bring out there and feel like you're not able to get it yet because you're in that process. It's temporary, okay? Overall, Taurus, it feels like you're really contemplating which direction and path you want to go with the information that you are given. What do you want to keep investing in and what do you not? And especially as it concerns your home, family, money situation. Though I do also feel that you've got love connections here, or emotional entanglements at least, that are on your mind, that are on your heart, and sometimes can weigh heavy. But in your mind, in your eyes, it seems that the more you rise up with your own path, the more solid everything else is. That feels like the solution to you, like first taking care of your home, your base, your pentacles, getting things in order, which makes sense for Taurus energy. And then everything from there kind of flows and follows. Some of you are dealing with a fire sign again, or you're checking in with your leadership, how you want to show up, how you want to lead, maybe stepping more into a role or a character or an ego. But you have what it takes. You have the strength that it takes, especially as you move forwards. You've got strength from your past towards your future, in your present. You've got a lot of strength around expansion as well. And also your sadness or your melancholy, your tears, your depth, your emotional expression, all of this also feeds and fuels your strength. It shows. It's not a weakness. Learning how to navigate, stepping up into these new phases and roles serves you very well, especially in the area of growth. You are well on your way, Taurus. Enjoy the rise to your peak and continue to ascend from there. Much love always to you. You can always email frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com for personal reading inquiries. But until then, please take care, you guys.